Okay, folks, we are on the air again and playing something a little different tonight. I'm gonna play a little bit of Elite Dangerous, so you get to see me wander around the galaxy, trying to make some money and get my latest purchased ship up to spec. So, most of you don't follow me. I haven't streamed this game much, so most of you don't really know where I am. I just bought one of the larger ships in the game. This is my second of the top tier ships. Whoops. I've managed to get my hands on. And I've got this thing outfitted for a combination of long-range travel and mining. So I can use it mostly as an explorer and do a little bit of mining along the way. So right now it's still fairly new. I just spent a lot of money fitting it out, so I'm running around to all the engineers and trying to optimize it a little bit better for long-range travel as I go, and then I'm going to see about making a little money. I'm probably going to do a little mining to get it. So right now I'm about to head out of station. I'm here at Bill Turner's engineering lab, where I just lightweighted some of my utility modules. I'm going to head over to the Sirius system for Marco Quint to work on my power distributor, and after that we'll see. Might go over to Elvira for see if I can work on my shields, and then I'm either going to do some mining or I'm going to head over to the Pleiades to participate in the community goal. But we'll make that decision when we get there. So right now I'm just going to launch out and start jumping towards Sirius. Even though I'm not totally optimized, I'm still getting over 40 light years jump range with this thing already. So, doing pretty good.
Landing gear retracted.
Ship released. Departure authorized.
Switch to friendly mode. So my current jump range, I'm carrying a few limpets.
Automated flight control.
My current jump range is about 43 light years.
Thank you, Commander.
This is pretty respectable. That's almost as much as my ASP does. And I'm carrying more extra gear than my ASP normally does. I don't have a full mining kit on the ASP. I just carry a mining laser on that in case I need to look for materials. Let's see. I probably can't. Yep, I'm gonna have to go to Super Cruise.
4, 3, 2, 1, engage.
Now, my ASP Explorer has been my trusty exploration ship for for a very long time. I've taken it all the way out to Colonia in the center of the galaxy, taken it out as far as the Formidine Rift and back in the other direction, and done a few loops around to some of the major nebulas within a couple of thousand, within say 5,000 to 7,000 light years of civilization. But now that I could afford the bigger ships, I figured I'd just build out a new Explorer. It's got a little bit more capability.
Frameshift drive charging.
Again, because it's an Anaconda, I can kit it out to do a little bit of everything, so I've got all the gear to do do every type of mining there is. I've got some collector limpets. I've got a collector limpet controller, prospector limpet controller, repair controller. I've got 2 auto field maintenance units. I could probably get away with 1. And it's nice to have 2. Nice big fuel scoop and decent sized cargo capacity. And 1 of every mining tool. There is no weapons. I got a D-rated shield, just for those times when I make a bumpy landing or had not the greatest luck in the world with high gravity landings, so a little bit of protection helps. Especially when mining. If you mine without shields, you're going to take little bits of damage that are going to add up over time.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Yep, so I've already got decent jump range. I'm going to try to engineer a little more. Shave off some more excess weight. Not sure why I'm bothering to honk this system. It's Procyon. I've been here hundreds of times before.
Critical. Fuel scooping complete.
We're already at Sirius. We're already coming up on Sirius. Going to be a little bit of a cruise from the entry point all the way over to
3, 2, 1.
all the way over to Marco Quint Research. Again, I don't know why I'm honking this system. I've been here dozens of times before. I'll say my other big top-of-the-line ship is a cutter. I gotta say the Anaconda, even with I've got a cutter with actually A-rated thrusters, no less. The Anaconda, even with D-rated thrusters, handles a lot better than the cutter does. Well, with the cutter, it's really nice to have a huge multi-cannon just to lay the smack down. If you can get somebody in front of you, that is. That cutter, I have it kitted out. I've got a SRV bay and a fighter bay. I run a bunch of fighters. I have a bunch of beam laser turrets, and well, 1 huge and 2 small multi-cannons that I use to clean up. So what I was doing with that cutter was, well, and it's got a huge cargo bay too. So I was using it to run stuff to the last community goal, to run cargo for the last community goal. Since you kind of have to be suicidal to try and interdict me, unless you're in another big ship. Even though I'm not the greatest combat pilot, I can hold my own pretty well, so unless I'm facing a big ship, or a good team, I can beat you up pretty well, and I was also doing special ops missions with the cutter. So I drop in on my mission target. If I was actually knocking down civilians, I would drop in on a mission target. It would have me taking out civilian convoys. I'd drop in on one of these convoys, launch a fighter, have it just go weapons free, and I just do passes doing boost turns with flight assist off. Let my laser turrets just knock down shields and flip around, pick up the ones with their shields stripped off, and let them have it with a huge multi-cannon. It's a huge multi-cannon with corrosive, and the two smaller multi-cannons on that thing have incendiary, so they're causing heat damage too. So it's kind of nasty. I put all the beams on efficient because they tend to suck up all the power when they start shooting away. This Anaconda, like I said, I only have mining equipment on it and scanner equipment. Well, we got some time. AMF fuse, seismic charge launcher, regular mining laser, subsurface, abrasion blaster. About to pass up my target because I wasn't paying attention. Doing the old loop of shame. There's our white dwarf, Sirius B. Here we go. So the only thing I don't like about the cutter, the Anaconda, though, is that it has a, it's got one slot that I really can't use on this config. It's got a restricted military slot, which can only hold hull upgrades, hull reinforcement, module reinforcement, or shield cell. None of which I really have a need for on this config, and would just be weight that I don't need to carry around. This Anaconda is going to be a little on the heavy side for an explorer, unless I ditch the mining gear, which I don't want to, because if you've ever taken the long run out to Colonia, it gets to be kind of monotonous unless you stop at some of the stations along the way, and the only missions I have to do at those stations are all mining missions. Plus, a long-range ship that can mine is a good thing, because then you can get out to mining sites outside of the bubble pretty easily, and go after the pristine resources. So we'll see how it goes. Like I said, I've already got a pretty respectable jump range. I know Anacondas can get more. I haven't done the Guardian booster yet. This might be the ship that I try it in, though. I don't know a whole lot about what you have to do to get the Guardian booster. I know part of it involves killing off skimmers, and they kind of recommend that you have point defense on your ship to do it. So I've got a couple of point defenses. I like to carry point defense just to ward off pirates too. Because pirates that throw hatchbreaker limpets at you, the point defense will pick off the hatchbreaker limpets too. yeah, so the only utility modules that I'm carrying 2-point defense, just to make it symmetrical. I don't know why. I really only need one. A heatsink launcher, just because I fry myself on stars sometimes when I'm not paying attention. And the pulse wave scanner to go with the mining gear. Okay. Before I get too close.
Victor Echo Sierra Heavy commencing automated flight control routine. Please observe docking protocols.
There you go. Turn on night vision so I can see what's going on. I haven't been to Gwent in a while. What's the gravity here? I can't really read the gravity with I can't really read the bottom number for the gravity with the with night vision on.
Access granted. Proceed to landing pad 08.
Landing gear deployed.
Yeah, let's go in for a nice landing. Feels a little heavy. I forget what the gravity is here. It's not huge, but it's heavy enough to notice, I think. I'll have to look it up on the map just once I actually land. It's not too heavy. Nose up a little. That number there. Before I go in, I want to check.
Touchdown complete. Engaging ship restraints. Your arrival has been noted.
Yep. Before I go in and do my engineering, I just want to check my gravity just for the heck of it. 0.05 Earth masses, so gravity. Oh, it's only 0.35. It's a little bit heavy when you're used to landing on small moons that have like 0.05, but not really that bad. It's only a third of the gravity of Earth. It's enough to make it feel a little heavier than what you're used to. Anyway, let's go on in. First let's refuel and touch up. My big ships, I'm being a little bit vain and keeping their paint at 100%. I didn't put a paint job on this ship yet because I ran out of frontier points and I've been too lazy to buy more. Or too stingy to buy more. So I got a nice paint jobs on some of the other ships that I basically consider to be keepers, and that's let's see, do I have anything pending? No, I don't. Alright. Excuse me, I'd say I already did some power plant work. I don't really need to. I gave it a pimp of overcharge so that I could should have gone for low emissions maybe. Anyway, but the real target I wanted the stripped down experimental effect, so got that, I don't really need to, I don't think I need to engineer my power plant more. But my distributor I never engineered. So he's shielded, weapon focused, engine focused, charge enhanced, high charge. I'm gonna give it like 1 pip of engine focused. Just so I wanna be able to do just so I can do the experimental effect and pick strip down. Oh, I need heat resistant ceramics for that. Darn. Let's see, where can I get heat resistant ceramics? Give me a second. Okay. Come on. It's heat resistant ceramics. Okay. As usual with Elite, you gotta just, I need them for any of these. Jeez. Salvage or transport ships. I'm looking up on the forums where to find these things, and it's listed as a common material, but most people have never seen them. Okay, someone's saying... Okay, best thing is a material trader, and I think the one in... I think there's one in... this system. Give me a second. There's one thing with this game. So many things to track. You gotta use external sources like eddb.io. Structure Industrial's got a material trader. Yep, let's go to the material trader at Patterson, and then we'll come back. There's Patterson Enterprise. A couple of minutes away, so let's go get it. Turn off night vision and go natural.
Ship restraints disengaged. Commence departure.
Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
Gotta go about 8,500 light seconds. And I think I have to get a little bit clear of the planet before I can turn around that far. Yeah. Basically slingshot myself around the planet a little bit. Yeah, so my quick check on the Frontier forums, so there's all these crazy conditions. You gotta hit convoy at unidentified signal sources at systems with very specific conditions. It's got to be like an anarchy and famine or something crazy like that. Okay, there we go. Be slow going for the first minute or so while I get clear of the planet.
Frameshift drive operating beyond safety limits.
Oh, clawed a piece of the white dwarf's cone, and right now my frameshift drive is overcharged. Okay, we're starting to put on some acceleration here. Getting out of the gravity well into deep space. And here we go. Take a look at the system map. See how much of a haul that is. See, we're out there by the white dwarf, and we got to go all the way to where the main star is over there on the right. Take a look. There's other traffic out here. I don't have a wake scanner, so there's no sense even trying to scan these. Unarmed, so I'm not looking for a fight. I don't even think there's an asteroid belt in this system. Nope. Very small system. Now we're cranking along at several times the speed of light. At about 70 times the speed of light right now. Which is hella fast. I gotta manually pull back my throttle to about 75%. So I had it mapped to a button, but for some reason for some reason, not too long ago, decided to wipe all my my key mappings, and I keep forgetting to put that one back. So, I also noticed some of the default key bindings for the joystick are I'm using changed at some point. So I actually and it was driving me nuts. So I actually went in there and remapped a few things back to what they were originally. And I got used to the wacky key combination that I chose for changing cockpit mode and using the FSS scanner. So I had to put those back. The defaults for frameshift drive low wake and high wake were changed too. So I set those back to what I was used to. So it's triangle up is used to be Super Cruise, but they actually, and triangle down combination was hyperspace. They actually made Super Cruise to be triangle down now, and hyperspace is just triangle by itself, which is driving me crazy because I couldn't. I'm okay with the using just triangle for hyperspace, but I'm too used to doing what I normally do for Super Cruise, and I just had to put it back. But I keep forgetting to rebind my button for 75% throttle. And now when I'm not paying attention, I don't quite do it right. Almost there. And here we go, dropping out Super Cruise. Big as the ship is, it handles almost as well as my ASP does. And my ASP, I think I have slightly better than normal thrusters that you'd have on an Explorer ship, but it still handles really well. Let's get my docking permission before I forget.
Docking request approved. Plot route for approach to landing pad 2 and 4.
So if I get past this point, if I get too much further, and say, oh yeah, I'll just ask for, I'll line up first and then request docking permission, well then I usually end up forgetting docking permission and I have to back out of the, I have to boost back out of the slot in a hurry. Hopefully not get stuck.
Attention, there are speed restrictions in this area.
Yeah. Not really going that fast. I fly more cautiously in big ships, and smaller ships somebody's coming up behind me.
Continue on approach.
Sounds like someone's coming up behind me.
Landing gear deployed.
Position myself pretty nicely over, almost over the center of the platform.
Landing completed. Ground crew dispatched. Station facilities are at your disposal.
Okay, let's take a look at the material trader. Do my usual refuel, repair, and do my vanity repaint.
Be sure to check station services for any update and enjoy your stay.
Alright, we want to find heat-resistant ceramics. Excuse me. Excuse me.
Please ensure you have received authorization before entering the docking bay. If you do not have access permission, exit the facility immediately.
Alright, we got a few heat-resistant ceramics.
Access to docking facilities requires flight control authorization. Please submit a request before entering the docking bay.
Let's see. Nah. Let's see, focus crystals are easy to get.
Will respond to aggressive action. We ask pilots to stow their weapons while inside the docking bay.
There we go. Now I have a bunch of them. Alright, now we're going to go back to our... Excuse me. Run back to our engineer.
Landing gear
Docking
retracted.
coupler disengaged. Your way is cleared for departure.
Oops, I've never flown a Type 9 or a Type 10. I imagine that's kind of scary going through the slot. The Cutter and the Anaconda actually aren't that bad going through. Oops. Spoke too soon there. Scraping the ceiling. There we go. That's the first time I've bumped the ship. Well, that's why I have shields on it. I don't think I've really banged up my cutter that much. Yeah, no, I'm breaking speed limits. Cutter is faster straight line speeds. Oh, then again, it should be because I actually have actually have engineered dirty drives on that thing. I don't think I did the drag drive. I don't think I did the drag drives mod on them though. I forget why. I might have been low on materials at the time. I should go back and get that done. But
All clear. Safe travels,
Frameshift
Commander.
drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage. Warning, frameshift drive operating beyond safety limits.
I guess I picked up a charge from the White Dwarf at some point. Well, no, that's neutron stars to do that, not white dwarfs. I don't know. Wait, is that a neutron star? Let's see. No, it's a white dwarf, right? Yeah. Oh, while we're traveling, may as well take a little pass. Big old anaconda. The default paint job. Let's take a picture. Oh wait, I still got orbit lines on. Let's stop to take a quick picture. Okay, took my little class photo. Alright, and here we go. Don't mind me, just stop to snap a picture of my anaconda. I don't think I have one yet. And back to Marco Quinn. So I'll get my power distributor worked on. It's not going to save too much weight, but every little bit's going to help at this point. So he's on the see if he's on the dark side of the moon. I'm just going to turn on my night vision now, so I can see where I'm going. So night vision does seem to help with other things like when you're using the pulse wave scanner for mining. Maybe it's just an opinion, but it seems to be easier to pick out the really good asteroids with the pulse wave scanner when you have night vision turned on. That may or may not actually be true, but I think it does, so I feel better with it on. Alright, we're getting there. This isn't too long a haul, at least. It's a nicely detailed planet. Too bad we're going to be on the dark side where you can't see any of those details.
Orbital flight engaged.
And we're well on our way. About to go on a glide mode. And here we go. Yeah, well, now that I've gotten some flight time on it, I see why a lot of people think the Anaconda is their favorite ship. It's like I was saying before, it definitely handles a lot better than the Corvette does. Not the Corvette, the Cutter. I actually haven't tried a Corvette yet. I haven't finished my Fed rank grind. I barely started my federal rank grind. It's honestly, after grinding Imperial rank, I was kind of fed up with it for a while. Alright, here we go. We are on approach.
LAC Victor Echo Sierra Heavy commencing automated flight control routine. Please observe docking protocols.
I noticed they tagged heavy onto my my ship ID. I'd be interested to see how the Fed Corvette stacks up against this thing. I suspect I think the Corvette is more heavily armed, but is slower, or not as maneuverable. kind of like the cutter is. Let's get my
Access granted. Proceed to landing pad 05.
looks like pad 5 is over there, next to the mountain. Down my gear, trying to help with braking, and start side slipping around. I don't want to get too far from the pad because that mountain's in the way. Can't quite see the pad. I overshot a little bit. Reasonably well centered. Looks pretty good. And my throttle has gotten a little bit loose with wear, so it doesn't sit as well in the
Touchdown complete. Engaging ship restraints.
it doesn't
Your
sit
arrival
well.
has been noted.
Okay, thank you, Control. Yeah, it doesn't sit on the detent at 0 as well as it used to, so it's got a lot of wiggle in it now. I almost want to see if I can mod it and add some springs in it to stiffen it up. So I always wanted to feel a little more resistance in the throttle when I move it. Anyway, let's go inside. Alright, I'm back. Now you see my credit balance is a little on the low side. That's because I just paid for this ship and all the gear in it. Alright. So let's work on my power distributor. Got slightly engine focused. I really want the experimental effect. Strip down. Got it. So we took, I don't know how they determine the percentage for the mass discount, but minus 10%. Is that 10% total mass or 10% the mass of the unit? I guess it's mass of the unit. Well, let's see what let's take a quick look and see what that does for our jump range. The jump range is up to max 46, current 44 with a couple of limpets on board. So this is about on a par with my Asp Explorer already. There's still one or two things I can engineer. And don't need power plant. Where is I gonna go? I want to take a look at the engineers tab. I want to go get oops. Resume. I'll have someone take a look at my shield generators. I don't have DD open yet. Could do this one easy. Lavi and I know exactly what you got, Lavi and Brandy. But I can get my shields done at Elvira's. Let's see, so Elvira's is not far. Two, three. That's like 4 jumps away. That's not bad. No, it wasn't too far.
Ship restraints disengaged. Commence departure.
Frameshift drive charging.
Alright, here we go. Going right into hyperspace.
4, 3, 2, 1. Fuel scooping.
I never turned orbit lines back on. So I'm going to turn orbit lines back on.
Fuel scoop disengaged.
Because I have a bad habit of ran into the sun's exclusion zone if I can't see the circle.
Frameshift drive charging. Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged.
Where am I going?
Frameshift drive charging. Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging.
Oh, I don't think I honked this system. These are all systems that have already been scanned many times, but may as well still get whatever whatever cartography data costs I can out of it. That little bit of money is essentially how I'm paying for all this travel.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged.
And there's our target system.
Frameshift drive charging.
Hopefully I have enough materials for this. Fuel scoop disengaged. Drifting because well, I'm drifting. It's a little late for me, so I kind of zoned out in La La Land while I was making the turn and never stopped making the turn. Better line up on the base this time than last time. Shouldn't need night vision because I'm coming in on the day side. I forget what other components she does. She's got shields. I think she might also do frame shift drives, but not as much as Professor Palin or Felicity Farseer does.
Orbital flight engaged.
There we go. Nose up a little bit. I'm still a little far away from the base to do my dive. Almost. Just dip my nose so I can read the number on the HUD. Yeah, that's close enough. Should be hitting glide in a few seconds. Creepy hull pinging sounds going on. I don't want to drop out of glide just yet. Come on, get me a little closer. Not bad. That's not a bad distance.
Falcon Delacy Victor Echo Sierra Heavy Flight Control online. Welcome, Commander. Request docking permission if you wish to land.
Well, hello, Flight Control. I will be requesting docking permission shortly. In about 6 kilometers or so.
Clearance granted. Proceed to landing pad 05.
There's pad 5 up ahead. I believe I have to swing around this way. Actually, I have to swing around the other way.
Warning, landing gear not deployed.
There we go. I ended up almost over the...
Landing gear deployed.
I basically did the Tokyo drift around the wrong side of the landing pad. There we go. Basically did one big drift turn around the, the landing pad. Actually, I ended up in a good spot. A little bumpy.
Landing operation complete. Commence system shutdown. Welcome, Commander.
Let's patch it up. Refuel. Repaint. Repatch. Engine shield generators and frameshift drive. I've already got my engines. Give them a little bit of clean drive tuning. Stripped them down already, so they're fine. Shield generators are the one I'm interested in. Okay, kinetic resistance, enhanced low power, reinforced thermal resistant. Integrity is lost. Mass reduced with this enhancement to decrease power draw. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Alright, stronger shields. Yeah, I can go with that. Experimental effect. Strip down. 1.81 is not bad. Everybody's got to have a talent. One more. There we go. Got to strip down, that saved me almost 10 tons of mass. Alright, let's take a look at what that's done for my jump range. I know I could look on the other panel, but it's easy to read here. Gets me up to 46.6. About 44.5 with the little bit of cargo that I've got. And let's see, before I decide what to do next, I'll take a quick look at my loadout. See all my mining gear popping out. Like I said, on the hard points, and nothing in my huge or heavy. Well, I use some of the heavies for the mining gear. So we've got regular mining laser, a seismic launcher, displacement missile, an abrasion blaster. And that's it for the nothing in the small hard points. And for utilities, we put heatsink launcher and pulse wave analyzer on the bottom, and point defenses on all the way in the back on the top side. If we go look at internals, well, I got Class C thrusters. I didn't get Class D thrusters, so I could potentially go lighter. I don't think they don't have 7D thrusters. I think I'm happy with the thrusters I have. Yeah, most of this stuff is now engineered. We've got lightweight alloys for armor. Now, optional gear, this is where it's interesting. Oh, there's someone who does fuel scoops. What is the weight on this fuel scoop? I'm not quite sure what the weight is, but it's A-rated, so it's got to be a little on the heavy side. I don't think there was a strip down for the refinery. Do limpet controller mods. Here's that military compartment that, well, I couldn't figure out what I wanted to put, anything I could put in there. Whoops. Oh, I only modded one of my field maintenance units. I think I ran out of, materials anyway. Got an SRV hangar with 2 SRVs, detailed surface scanner, approach suite. So that's it. The only slot that's not occupied is this military one, and I was either going to put another cargo hold or a fuel limpet controller in that slot, but I can't. That would have been nice, because then I'd be ready to join the fuel rats. If I had both repair and cargo and refuel. That's about it for the Anaconda. I didn't do much with livery. I just put my Elite Explorer badge on the front. I'd like to get at least a paint job for this thing. Not really sure which one. That was the one that I thought I liked. I think this one looks good on an Explorer. So I might get this skin. Although some of the other color combinations for that skin are kind of weird. The white one kind of looks cool to me. This one. Some of these are just kind of gaudy. These lighter ones are painful to look at. Galvanized ones. I'm using galvanized bronze for my cutter. It looks not bad here, too. Galvanized brass is interesting. Kind of like the palladium, too. I don't really like the military paint jobs. Green Apollo is kind of cool. That's a paint job I have on my asp. Gold Pharaoh isn't bad either. Gold Pharaoh's pretty cool too. Let's see, the pirate paint jobs don't really do it for me. Maybe tactical ice. The vibrance would be kind of cool because I'd like to. I'm kind of going for a high contrast thing so that it looks good in photos, even in weird lighting. Vibrant orange or vibrant yellow would be nice, but with this one I don't like the gaps in the pattern. I'd rather just be all yellow. Which is kind of why I like the galvanized ones. See, white Apollo's neat too. A little sterile and clinical, but I am an explorer. Anyway, it's enough thinking about paint jobs. Okay, let's go and take a look at my engineers tab again. Alright, so I took care of my shield generator. I think she has a lightweight armor. I forgot if there's a lightweight mod for armor. Give me a second, let me take a look. Alright. Looking her up in the Elite Dangerous wiki. Oh, there is a lightweight. She does have a lightweight option for armor. Not sure how well that's going to help though. What else can I do? Marcia Hicks out in, oh, that's out near Colonia. Yeah, so we're not going to do this one yet. 10 units of osmium, I can get that pretty easily, but... So, weapons guy... Let's see. Not much else. I can maybe do armor. Let's see, how far is it to Celine Jean? it's only a couple of jumps, maybe I'll do it. Bit of a long super cruise for her. That's because I was looking at the wrong planet. Oh, I left a ship over there. What ship did I leave out here? I left my old Clipper out here. Clipper's kind of obsolete now that I've got a cutter. But actually not really, because it's still really fast. It's not a bad combat ship. There you go, let's see how many jumps is this. 4 jumps, yeah, that can do that. I've already got lightweight armor, but might as well put the lightweight mod on it too.
Takeoff procedure complete. Clear for departure.
Frameshift drive charging.
And off we go. And off we go.
Warning, temperature critical.
Already? No, it's not that bad.
Fuel skipping. Fuel sync disengaged. Frameshift drive charging.
So make sure I honk this on my way out. I don't know. I think I did honk it when we jumped in.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay, honk it.
Fuel skipping.
Top off the fuel tanks. 25 bodies, that's good.
Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging.
So you get to see me run around from engineer to engineer. Modding up my ship. Try and squeeze yet another half a light year of jump range out of my ship.
scoop disengaged.
And there's our target system.
Frameshift drive charging.
One jump, and I got a little bit of a long ride once we get in the system.
4, 3, 2, 1. Fuel scooping.
Let's top off the tanks a little bit.
Fuel scoop disengaged.
Okay, 12,000 light second trip isn't really that long, but it is going to take a few minutes, so hold on, let's see if someone interdicts me, since even though I'm not carrying cargo, somebody always tries to interdict me at some point. Alright, while we're waiting for that, just want to see if there's not going to be much interesting in the way of mining. I also want to hit a couple of, nah, it's depleted resources anyway. Could just swing through the asteroid belt and hit a couple of rocks there, but not going to be worth it if it's depleted resources. Looks like since I did my initial mining rush a few weeks back, which got me enough money to buy this ship, and the cutter too, to be honest. Back then you could still find places buying void opals for 1.6 million each, and almost as good prices for other commodities. But from what little I've seen, it looks like the prices have backed down and dropped significantly now that almost everybody was almost exclusively mining void opals for a couple of weeks. It's like the markets have been flooded. Oh, excuse me. So there's really an economy going in the background simulation now, so it's got a reasonable price, but it looks like well, a more reasonable price, but it looks like now low temperature diamonds are the ones that are going to be easy to find places to sell, but it's nowhere near what void opals were selling for. I could be wrong, I really haven't looked that comprehensively. It just looked like I spot checked on some of the sites that go and aggregate aggregate market prices for you and things like that, and for the game, and it looked like the prices had gone significantly down. This was going to happen sooner or later. They warned us that the prices were artificially high because they were just it was a new resource that hadn't been traded a whole lot yet. And then it would calm down after a while. And they said, just enjoy your. They told everybody, enjoy your new anacondas. All right, we're actually almost there. Speaking of new anacondas, no, I've never actually flown out to Hutton Orbital. I may do it once at some point just to say that I did it, and did it for the mug, but yeah. not that masochistic, and no, I never believe the rumors that you get a free anaconda if you make the flight out there. That is like an hour of Super Cruise time. Oh wow, definitely cut throttle. Oh, there we go. I cut throttle, but it still told me I was speeding. All right, we're back in the slot. Base.
Orbital flight engaged. Go, about to go into glide. Forget what kind of terrain this base sits on. Looks like it's in a little cleft between those two mountains there, but could be wrong. I don't really remember last time I was here. It wasn't really that long ago. Well, I just wasn't paying attention. Staying glide a little bit longer. Now this is the one where the center of the base is far off from where the actual landing pads are. Coming in hot. There we go.
Lacey, Victor, Echo, Sierra, Heavy, commencing automated flight control routine. Please observe docking protocols.
Yeah, well, please observe.
Access granted. Proceed to landing pad 03.
an odd one. The landing pad seems to be... Usually the landing pads are oriented so that you're coming towards the center of the base. This one you're passing over the center of the base to get to the landing pad. A little odd. Drop my gear. So I'm already pretty close.
Landing gear deployed.
Any landing you can walk away from is a good one.
Touchdown complete. Engaging ship restraints. Your arrival has been noted.
Yep, so we're going to see if we can... All this money to spend on fuel and repairs to get here. I wonder why I'm so hot to shave off tiny amounts of mass. Let's see. Lightweight armor, low-level blueprints, armors based on blueprint degrades, integrity reinforcement for a lower mass and global integrity boost. This will make a massive difference, it's better than nothing. So, this is what we're going to do. Reflective, dissipates thermal. Angle plating is for kinetic damage. Layer plating is for, I think, explosive. Yep. And deep plating is more structural integrity, less resistance. I don't have the materials for most of these anyway, and it doesn't seem like they're going to help. So I'm not going to bother, but I am going to... don't have enough to... Let's see, how much did I reduce mass by? Yeah, it doesn't really save on mass. So that really didn't cut any much weight off me. I don't have much in the way of, yeah, that wasn't even worth it. That wasn't really worth the trip. Alright. Let's see, do we have a, What I will do, though, I will turn in my system scan data. There's a commodities market here. Alright. Now, where do we want to go today? Let's see, shall we head out to